Time for the game we've all been waiting for, the very best from South America.
Vai Tusta, abriu na ponta esquerda, pelota Paulo César, recebeu o ponteiro, caminho outra vez a Tustão na entrada da área perigosa, passou pelo Bob Muro, entrou na área, bateu o Rai, correu, cruzou para Pelé, ajeitou para Jair, vai marcar, atirou, gol!
Confirm the lineups for you now. For Brazil, Oddone is dropped from the defence tonight. João Carlos comes back in. Emerson back from suspension as well. So too Rivaldo, as the chaps have been predicting. And Zé Roberto replaces Alex, who is dropped. And for Argentina, Javier Zanetti is back from suspension in midfield, so the only absentee from their regular midfield lineup for the World Cup last year is Juan Verón, who's not in the squad. And Ariel Ortega has completed the ban imposed on him in the World Cup quarter-final against Holland last year, and now returns. What a great time for him to return. So Chris, first on Brazil there, that's what we think now to be their strongest 11 for the game. Different, it must be said, to the team they would have started the championship with as their strongest 11. One or two specific thoughts. Zé Roberto in?
Yeah, he'll come on, play on the left-hand side, which gives Rivaldo the free role to play behind the front two, the two straight Amusu and Ronaldo. But they've got quality on the bench if they need to change it. But Zé Roberto's an exciting talent as well. He's got lovely left foot, good change of pace. So he's a one to keep your eye on as well.
Javier Zanetti back for Argentina, Graham. Your sort of midfield player?
Yeah, I like him. Again, when you talk about players, I always prefer to see them in flesh, but I've only seen this man on television and he looks a really good player. He can do everything that's necessary in there.
Steve, Ariel Ortega has made a brave fist of putting behind him all the problems he had at the World Cup last year, and excellent for Valencia in Spain in recent times. Overall, what sort of an impact do you expect? It's a massive jump to go from club level to what he's going to have to achieve tonight, surely.
Expectations again, isn't it? Everybody's expecting so much of this lad, and whether he produces it or not is a different story. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him play, especially after the long layoffs, and he can only help Argentina's cause tonight.
Do you expect him to have quite the fire that he would have had?
Yeah, I think he's very threatening. Played just behind the strikers. He had an excellent World Cup. He hasn't had the best of times in Italy. It was a big hit in Spain, which was disappointing me because I thought he would do very well in Italy. But he's been out a long time. We want to prove himself tonight. He's
probably going to play in a similar role to Rivaldo, just behind the strikers. So it's great excitement, isn't it, when you've got all them for Palermo, Ortega, Ronaldo, Rivaldo. You know, what more do you want? It's going to be so.
There's nothing more in world football right now than what we're going to see on the park tonight. Graham, just sum it up for us.
Well, I think Brazil are starting favourites. They've got all the players that everyone knows about. But I said before, I think Argentina can do a lot more than what we've seen so far.
Chris?
I think Brazil will just edge it, but it'll not be as easy as people are thinking it's going to be. I think Ortega coming back in as well, and Zanetti back in, who's a good player. I think it's going to be quite close, but Brazil will just edge it.
Steve, who do you make a favourite here?
Well, obviously I'm going with the panel, Brazil. So, but Argentina have certainly got to defend better than they have been throughout the tournament. That's key for me. If they defend the way they have been, then they get murdered.
Now, you've spoken a little bit about the way Brazil attacks so well. Argentina, in the attacking sense, do you feel they've got enough to threaten Brazil tonight?
They've got enough firepower, yeah. They've certainly got enough ability. But again, whether they can get the ball off Brazil at times is a different story.
Yeah, Palermo's a threat, isn't he? I mean, if they, we saw what he could do in the first game, and he, unfortunately, unless he does something spectacular between now and if this is their last game, and now in the final, he's going to be remembered for the 3 penalty misses. But
On the other hand,
he is capable of causing them problems if he gets the right kind of service. If the service is quality, then he is capable of upsetting anybody.
You were saying before, Graham, is it a bit like an English type centre forward?
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be the English managers, English coaches looking at this championship and thinking that he is what we would describe as a big, typical English centre forward.
I think if Palermo doesn't score, they haven't got really anybody else who you can see is going to score goals.
I've enjoyed your chat, but I think I'm going to enjoy the game more, gents. Settle back with us. Let's join our commentary team. Clive Allen, and first, Alan Parry.
Well, a fantastic atmosphere inside the Febrero Stadium for one of the biggest matches in international football, a game that really would have made a fitting final in this 39th Copa America tournament. Potentially, I think Brazil against Argentina is a match that has everything. We've got some fabulously gifted players, world superstars from the major leagues of Europe and South America, and a rivalry bordering on hatred that is sure to give this game a real cutting edge and make it a difficult night, I suspect, for Gustavo Mendez, the referee from Uruguay. And of course, they're playing for a place in the semi-final. We already know 3 of the semi-finalists, Mexico, Uruguay and Chile. Which of these 2 great nations will be joining them in the last 4? Well, the war of words has really been going on in earnest for 2 days, with Brazil's coach and some of their players accusing Argentina of provocative tactics. Brazil, the reigning champions, strengthened by the return of Rivaldo and Emerson, both suspended for their final group game against Uruguay. And the coach also making 2 other changes. Juan Carlos replacing Oddone in defence, Zé Roberto in midfield in place of Alex. Argentina, who jointly hold the record for the greatest number of Copa America victories, also back to something like their strongest 11. Zanetti and Ortega returning after suspension, and their leading scorer Palermo fitting up to play despite an eye injury. He's on 3 goals, so is Ronaldo. Well, alongside me tonight, Clive Allen. Clive, I think if you like your football full of great skill, laced with aggression, this is the match for you.
Well, it's a mouth-watering prospect. 2 teams, I feel, that was possibly destined for the final. They meet here in this quarter-final. Argentina having been beaten, but Brazil with a perfect record. Can Argentina stop the attacking brilliance of the Brazilians? And I think cause a surprise, but it's all for us to see. It will unfold in front of us. It really is, as I say, a mouth-watering prospect.
It's the 3rd time in the last 4 Copa America tournaments that these 2 nations have met in the quarter-final. Both the previous 2 went to penalty kicks. Argentina winning in '93, Brazil in '95. A problem with the netting there, just holding up the kickoff. And incidentally, the stormiest clash in Copa America history recently between these 2, back in 1991. Argentina won that game 3-2 in Santiago in Chile. 5 players were sent off, 3 of them from Brazil. So it's an international fixture that has huge history behind it, and huge rivalry between the 2 nations. We're almost set to go then here in Ciudad del Este, a town close to the border with Brazil, but it hasn't stopped thousands and thousands of Argentine fans making the journey as well. A 25,000 sellout, and they could have filled the stadium many, many times over. Need I tell you, Brazil in the famous yellow shirts, and the first free kick coming inside the first 10 seconds, setting the tone for what we are about to see unfold.
I don't think there's any surprise in that, and I think that the Argentinians will be intent on trying to frustrate Brazil, trying to stop them getting into their rhythm.
Carlos Alberto's free kick causing the first problem for Argentina's defence. Samuel, the outstanding young centre-back, got it away. But when Brazil have possession like this, it's mighty hard, or should be, to get it back off them. But that was a poor mistake in the middle of the midfield there by Conceição to give possession back to Argentina. Pochettino playing in place of the injured, or rather suspended, Nelson Vivas coming forward. And the first attempt at a shot didn't really give any problems at all to Dida. Foul there by Palermo, who got a real shiner of a black eye there. He really looks like a centre forward. That was in the game against Uruguay. Badly bruised and swollen and impaired his vision as well, but fit enough to play.
And certainly looks ready to do battle, doesn't he? And I'm sure he'll be putting himself around.
As Brazil go forward again. Ronaldo goes diving. The referee not convinced that that was a foul. And Argentina, with this foul out, Ortega back in their ranks now, suspended for the first 3 games of the tournament. A suspension that carried over from last year's World Cup finals, but back in the attack alongside Palermo tonight. There is Palermo, a lot taller than the defender Roberto Carlos, who was up against him then.
And he did find some space, and had Ortega picked him out, he could see exactly where Palermo was, and he just couldn't find him with that pass. Had it been on the top of his head, he certainly would have been in with a great goal-scoring opportunity. Good start from Argentina.
Roberto Carlos, middle of midfield, showing his skill. Conceição, wonderful run forward. Take it on, and brilliant tackle there as Zé Roberto was threatening the cross. Good challenge by Ayala.
Superb pace and quality in which the game started at.
João Carlos, the new man at the back, replacing Oddone in the Brazilian back four tonight. Free kick to Argentina. As we see that fine interception there by Ayala.
Excellent defending, the way he stayed on his feet.
Zanetti. And another free kick. It'll be interesting to keep a count on them. Although Brazil have accused Argentina of provocative tactics, the Argentines responded by saying, well, you've got the worst record of any league in the world. Apparently there are an average of 50 fouls per game in the Brazilian domestic league. Lovely interception again, and the ball turned on by Serene. Great tackle coming in.
Wonderful block by Cafu.
And Ortega loses possession to Rivaldo. Well, we've had half a dozen free kicks already, less than 4 minutes gone.
It's because of the closing down, Alan. Really exceptional closing down from both sets of players.
Ronaldo. Explosion of pace that gets him away from defenders. Rivaldo wanted too much time, but it's come back to Ronaldo. Good effort from that range, and the goalkeeper had trouble saving it. Burgos mishandling the first shot.
Well, Ronaldo was a bit fortunate to get it back, but it's a fine shot. It just bounces in front of the goalkeeper, a difficult one. Luckily, he gets his body behind it. But again, Ronaldo, for me, looking as if he's coming back to his best. Definitely up for this game.
3 goals in the tournament so far. Rivaldo has one. Back to Zé Roberto. Roberto Carlos. Headed clear by Ayala. And then a strange ball turned back in by Riquelme, which keeps his team under pressure.
I think that was was an example of how fast the game started. Riquelme probably did have time to control it, but knew that he was being closed down, tried to play it first time, straight pass.
Tremendous long throw from Roberto Carlos, but the shot didn't really do justice to the build-up there from Brazil. Emerson back in the side, back in midfield. After serving his suspension, he was cautioned in the first 2 games. And he also has a goal. He scored in that 7-0 opening romp against Venezuela. Brazil, remember, getting maximum points from Group B, where they were in with Venezuela, Mexico and Chile. They played all their games here, so they've had that advantage of staying in the same town, though they have been travelling over from their home nation. Uncertainty at the back there for Brazil. Goalkeeper Dida and Antonio Carlos going for the same ball. Sorin has given it away. Kaku's clearance. Not often you see a Brazilian player forced into a hurry ball away like that.
Yeah, there seems to be uncertainty at the back. Obviously, Palermo does possess the aerial threat, and we've seen the Argentinians trying to get the ball into that area for him to attack it on a number of occasions, but Riquelme, for me, has been influential in these early stages for Argentina.
Brazil are the holders and were the pre-tournament favourites, but Argentina were rated just behind them. And if Argentina had not slipped up and failed to win their group, as everyone expected, Group C, then these 2 teams would have been kept apart till the final.
Riquelme forward again, looking at every opportunity to join the front players. There's a lot talked about him before this competition started. He's had a slow start, but certainly influential tonight.
Well, Palermo came flying in on the far post. He's always going to be a threat. He's a very untypical South American footballer, but a very effective player.
Already on a couple of occasions he's got into dangerous positions, just a little bit more quality on the ball in, and he would have been in with goal scoring chances.
Antonio Carlos taking a few risks here, but had the ability at least to reach the halfway line.
It's a good start from Argentina. They really are closing Brazil quickly, not letting them get into a passing game, trying to unsettle them.
Back in possession again. Challenge on Riquelme, the new superstar in midfield. Only 21. Roberto Carlos' tackle. Zanetti. Forward by Pochettino. Now Zanetti again. Roberto Carlos denying him room. They look very, very determined to make an early impression on this match, Argentina. They've come out of the blocks flying here. Simeone, it's a great ball in. And if the goalkeeper's positioning had been just slightly wrong then, he could have been in trouble, Dida.
And if the quality of the ball through from Simeone had just been a fraction in front of him, he was in acres of space. Unfortunately, just behind him, couldn't quite get the leverage to head it over Dida.
Another challenge on Ronaldo, another free kick. And I wonder how long it'll be before referee Mendez produces the first yellow card of what looks as though it's going to be an explosive game. Foul by Simeone.
Well, we've seen players booked for less than that. Obviously, just grabbed Ronaldo.
Ronaldo trying a little trick there, rolling the ball under the sole of his foot, but it didn't fool the Argentine defender, Ayala. Now Samuel. 21, Samuel looks a very promising player, but that ball overhit to Sorin, who's played in every game in the left-back position. And a short spell in Italy with Juventus. Sorin now plays back in his home country with the River Plate club.
I think what you see with Argentina is really the perfect start. They have put Brazil under pressure. They've not allowed them to pass the ball. They've not got fluidity into their game. But can the Argentinians keep this pace up, keep this tempo up to the game? I just feel that the Brazilians certainly can change up a gear or two.
Conceição, Rivaldo. Roberto Carlos making the break down the left. And a foul on Pochettino.
It's a good run by Carlos, but again it's Ortega, one of the strikers who's tracking back before the defender takes over.
You can sense there's an edge to this game that we haven't really witnessed in the Copa America so far. And that's gone in! A deflected shot from Sorin has found the net, and Argentina take the lead inside 11 minutes. What a setback for the champions Brazil!
Well, I said it was a fast start from Argentina, and that is the perfect start for them. A speculative drive for Sorin, takes a wicked deflection. Didar going the wrong way, absolutely no chance, and Argentina take the lead.
Well, that's just what we wanted, really, for a match that always promised so much. Really, that might go down officially as an own goal, you suspect, because it looked like a deliberate attempt by João Carlos to clear the ball. However, he only managed to deflect it into his own net and wrong-foot his own goalkeeper in the process. And certainly these quarter-finals are providing us with a glut of goals. That's 14 already at this stage of the Copa America, which is well on course to be one of the highest-scoring tournaments in recent times.
I've got to say, I don't think it's the end of the scoring either, Alan.
Well, you can't argue that Argentina do not deserve that lead either. They had made the most aggressive start, taken the game to Brazil, hustled them out of it in the middle of the field, and although there was a huge slice of fortune about the goal, it's one that you feel they merit for their adventurous opening to the game here. Argentina, and off they go again with Palermo's shots. Good effort.
Well, it is a case of Brazil being in first gear, and they have got to change up a gear, because otherwise they could find themselves further behind. Palermo picks up on the loose ball, fierce left foot drive, didn't trouble Dida because of it being off target.
Well, they're winning the tackles, they're playing the ball about neatly, and they're looking very sharp in attack. Ortega for Argentina, they lead 1-0 here. Here's the man whose deflected shot gave them that lead, Sorin. Now Samuel. Zé Roberto's foul on Ortega. Just had his first season in Italy with Sampdoria, after moving from the Spanish league where he played for Valencia. Still no sign of a yellow card. Emerson winning it back. And yet another foul on Ronaldo, and now, and I'm not at all surprised, after 13 and a half minutes we've finally seen a yellow card. Amoros thumped to the ground, and the referee produces the first caution of the game. Brazil straight on with it. Ronaldo had to beat the referee. Now Rivaldo.
No way through again. Excellent defending from Argentina, doubling up at every opportunity.
Zanetti really driving on here for Argentina. What a run that was! Brilliant.
They really are taking the game to Brazil, and they've upset Brazil because of that policy. Zanetti really allowed to run and keep going and fire in the shot.
And the Inter Milan player might have been well off target with the shot, but the run will have sent a few shivers down the spine of Brazil's defenders. Here goes Ronaldo again. Oh, this match really means something. You can tell, you can sense it from the atmosphere. Cafu goes down and claims a penalty. Referee was very close and says play on. And then Amoroso on the near post, almost getting in a shot, but he was in fact offside. But it's all happening here, Clive, and it's
really
living up to expectations.
It certainly is, and Cafu might well have had a cause for complaint there. Now I think we're going to see some theatrics. Ayala gone to ground. I don't really know what for. was caught, but I don't think it was. It warranted a penalty, and Amoroso offside when the resultant cross came in.
A stretcher on for the Argentine skipper, Ayala.
Well, already this game's at boiling point, isn't it? Referee Mendez is really going to be tested to the limits here, I feel, this evening.
And the confirmation of the first caution of the game for Samuel for that tackle on Amoroso. Quarter of an hour gone. We've already had a goal. We've had a number of juddering challenges, and we've had a yellow card and a couple of near misses. And again, you don't want to end this. Serene. Riquelme in support. Well, he's got better and better as this tournament has gone on, Juan Riquelme. Jose Roberto. Rivaldo. What a ball that was. Amoroso. Unlucky. Ortega back defending.
I just think that highlights exactly what Argentina have been about since this game started. Ortega back in his own penalty area, picking up the ball as Amoroso turned inside to try and find space for the shot.
Serena's headed behind. Brazil have a corner. Antonio Carlos joining the strikers.
Brazil look a little bit shell-shocked to me, Alan. I think they obviously expected Argentina to try to frustrate them, but I'm sure they didn't expect them to take the game to them the way they have.
Antonio Carlos has gone over his head, and the goalkeeper made a very unconvincing attempt to clear the danger there, and it was effective, but well, didn't look too confident, did he, Burgos?
Well, I don't think that will give his defenders too much confidence, but at least he got it out of the danger area.
Ortega pursued by Ronaldo and brought down by him. That could be a yellow card. Well, I don't believe that.
Well, I cannot believe that the referee has not seen that. He wasn't too far away from the incident. He seems to now be asking the linesman, who was literally a yard away.
Ronaldo has been yellow carded, as I expected, but it looks as though Argentina have not got a free kick.
Well, as you can see, Ortega's got hold of Ronaldo's shirt, pulling his shirt. Ronaldo does stick his right leg out, trips him up. The linesman's given the free kick before the actual tackle went in.
But Ronaldo still gets caution. And here he goes again. The attempted 1-2 didn't come off. Jose Roberto loses possession then in the middle of the field, where Argentina are winning the key tackles already in this game. Riquelme driving on for them. Gonzalez in support, so is Serene down the left-hand side. A foul by Palermo on Antonio Carlos.
Great defensive work as well from the midfield players of Argentina, getting in front of their defenders, intercepting and breaking quickly. And obviously they feel that Palermo is a danger in the air. They're getting it into that area whenever possible.
Loses his man, Serene. Lovely skill by the captain, Cafu. But Samuel stood his ground, defended well. Simeone helping him out. Now Serene. Argentina leading by a goal to nil here. Just coming up to 20 minutes completed in the fourth and final quarter-final of the Copa America. Remember that Mexico, Uruguay and Chile are already through to the semi-final stage, and the winners of this tie will meet Mexico.
Absolutely fantastic work by Ortega again. Ball switched out to Carlos, and who's back there tracking him and intercepting Ortega.
Amoroso with a great run. Referee says play on. Rivaldo in possession. Tremendous effort. Pushed out by Burgos, and the shot back in from Cafu, deflected away. Here's Emerson, and a very good challenge by Gonzalez, and then a foul by Emerson. Well, this is boiling up already. This is tremendous stuff, Clive.
Well, I think Brazil expected the free kick. The referee did well to Mendez to let Rivaldo go on a fierce left foot drive. It went through the legs of Ayala, pushed away from the keeper, and a good block then from the resulting shot that came in.
Flick on, but harmlessly through to Dida. Where's he going here? Conceição. Well, he was rather fortunate. I think that Gonzalez fouled him. Seems to have got himself trapped.
Look at the pressure, though, that Argentina are putting in really pushing forward in high areas of the field. And that's certainly what's frustrating Brazil at the moment.
Ronaldo does that so well, drops his shoulder, loses his man, but they're doubling up on him and he's finding it hard.
1, 2, doubling up every time, pressure on the ball whenever possible.
Now Rivaldo, and they forced him onto his right foot. And tactically at the moment, Argentina are doing everything right here. And there's another lovely ball to spread open that Brazilian defence. Gonzalez raiding down the left, wins a corner.
Really is a first-class exhibition from Argentina of pressing the ball, intercepting and breaking with great pace. Brazil finding it very difficult to find any way through and look very vulnerable on the counter-attack.
Well, there have been some terrific games already in this tournament, but there's a pace and rhythm about this tie that suggests it's extra special. For Simeone coming in on the near post, and again goalkeeper and defender were not on the same wavelength.
Well, we've had 3 cracking quarter-finals so far, Alan, and this being the last one, I think we were certainly hoping and expecting a spectacular game, and so far it hasn't disappointed us.
That looked like a foul, but the referee has allowed Zanetti to go on. Unlucky there, Zanetti. Man who played against Manchester United, of course, last season in the quarter-finals of the European Champions League.
I think what's very impressive about Argentina in these early stages is they've matched Brazil for pace, and certainly they've been the more physical of the teams and look the stronger at this moment.
Ronaldo, and there must have been half a dozen fouls against him already. But Argentina are really up for this and playing excellent football. Simeone, Ortega. Riquelme shows his skill. The Argentine fans love that. Deal of ill feeling between the two nations in a football sense, because Brazil believe they played a beautiful game, and they will tell you that there's a brutality about Argentine football that spoils them, but not at the moment. They're knocking it around in a manner that Brazil themselves would be proud of. And it's Brazil, incredibly, chasing shadows. Clearance by Antonio Carlos.
Tactically, they've got it dead right. They've allied their great skill with a work rate that's paying dividends so far.
Oddone, the number 3 there, dropped rather controversially from Brazil's back 4 tonight, and wasn't slow to complain about the decision publicly either. Foul there by Roberto Carlos on Ortega.
obviously controlling this game. Very rarely do you see a Brazilian performance where the opposition are in control.
Another yellow card is about to be produced here for the foul on Amoroso. Simeone complaining furiously. It's not going to make any difference. Two Argentine players on a caution now, Samuel and Simeone, one from Brazil, Ronaldo. There will be more, I think we can be sure of that.
I just wonder whether that could cause them to lose a little bit of edge, maybe not quite get as tight to the Brazilians, give them that fraction of space that they may well now be able to work in that midfield area.
Remember, Argentina, along with Uruguay, have the record for the greatest number of Copa America victories, 14. Brazil, surprisingly, have won the competition only 5 times, but they used to treat it rather lightly until fairly recent times. Quick look at the Argentine substitutes available. Brazil back in possession. It's very tight in the middle of the field. Argentina closing them down so effectively. Zé Roberto finds a bit of room, but again the ball cut out easily. Zé Roberto there to win it back. Now Rivaldo. Every time he's on the ball, rather like Ronaldo, he's immediately surrounded. He's found room here. Zanetti bites in and wins it back. Commits the foul. Free kick taken instantly. And the shot from, I think, Conceição deflected and just kept from going for a corner by Burgos. Remember, it's not Argentina's strongest squad here. Batistuta notably, the likes of Veron, Crespo as well. They're European-based players, declaring themselves unavailable for this tournament. Brazil have got a couple of absentees as well. Sorin with the cross.
He's going to look to put it in there at every opportunity, and he's finding space down that left-hand side, getting some joy against Cafu. He does look to possess a wonderful left foot on that occasion, far too near the goalkeeper. But Palermo's a target.
Samuel rather overhitting that one. Pochettino accelerating to keep it in play. And then presenting it back to Brazil. Here's Ronaldo. Zanetti's having a fine game. Ortega. Riquelme very calm. Ayala. Sorin. Full marks to Argentina.
I just wonder if they can keep up the intensity of this pressure. Ronaldo there got on the ball. 4 players immediately around him. Even the great Ronaldo is going to find it difficult to make progress under that sort of pressure.
Foul by Roberto Carlos on Ortega, and another yellow card, and the likelihood of a dismissal in this game is increasing by the minute. We've now had 4 yellow cards and we haven't had half an hour yet. Aimed at Palermo, and the goalkeeper did well there, Dida, to come and claim that. Beautifully taken by Amoroso. And then a foul by Sorin. Brazil's free kick.
Unbelievable touch, wasn't it? Fired up to him. Killed absolutely dead. Fantastic skills.
Just about to join Palmer, having been top scorer for Udinese in the Italian league. In fact, top scorer throughout the league last season with 22 goals, Amoroso, and has got 3 already in this tournament. Brazil's joint top scorer alongside Ronaldo. Emerson. It's a great run by him, and he wins a corner.
real positive run from Emerson, and you see the space, really attacked it.
Plays in the German league with Bayer Leverkusen. Simeone watching carefully. Ronaldo is his man. Surprisingly easy catch there for Burgos from Roberto Carlos' corner. The referee had seen an infringement prior to that. Argentina's free kick and straight onto the attack with Ortega, but Brazil back in control. Antonio Carlos, half an hour gone here. Argentina lead by a goal to nil. Amoroso. Antonio Carlos thought about continuing his run forward and then thought better of it. Another Brazilian free kick, this time the foul by Palermo. Roberto Carlos forced in field, but still finds room, and this is going to be a free kick that he himself will fancy taking here. It's spot on inside his territory, although with the likes of Rivaldo around as well, he might have some competition for taking this free kick. And isn't it significant that it was Cafu, the right back, who was in that position and fouled?
Yeah, when you think of where he's come from, it's extraordinary the amount of space that he covers, the distance that he travels, ends up on the edge of the 18-yard box. Ronaldo looks to fancy it. Rivaldo, Ronaldo, Roberto Carlos, take your pick.
Yeah, there must be some arguments about who takes free kicks in this squad. It's an absolutely brilliant goal! Rivaldo brings Brazil level. A classic South American free kick. And goalkeeper Burgos didn't blink.
I tell you what, Alan, I don't think we've seen too many spectacular free kicks. Not the type that you would expect in a tournament like this, but Rivaldo has treated us to a superb one. Dangerous area, he was the man, gave the keeper absolutely no chance. Pure quality.
Burgos knew where it was going, he could do absolutely nothing about it. And sometimes in football, even when you know what to expect from the opposition, you can't prevent it happening when there are players with that kind of quality.
It was real quality, but I think Ronaldo standing there as well maybe unsettled Burgos, thinking he might have hit it with the right foot, but no, Rivaldo with that trusted left foot. Great free kick.
Rivaldo's second goal of the tournament. And what a match we have now. 12 minutes to half-time. Brazil are level. Riquelme's free kick for Argentina. Comes back to him. Big test now for Argentina. They've made such a terrific start. They've played so well and so confidently. They must hold on now and not panic.
The goal was actually a result of probably the first missed time tackle by an Argentinian defender. They've been absolutely exemplary in that first 20 minutes. Cafu gets forward, brought down in a dangerous area, and what a result.
Zanetti finds Ortega. And here's another interesting position for a free kick. Ortega brought down. Referee had no doubts. Antonio Carlos, the offender.
Right arm shove from Carlos. Now how can Argentina respond? Riquelme lining it up, certainly looks to be the one who fancies his chances from this range.
Well, we've seen one classic free kick. Are we about to see another? Roberto Carlos isn't even 12 inches away at the moment, behind 12 yards. The referee's warned him, now he's finally retreated into the
fantastic header in the wall, because that looked to be well on its way, although I feel Dida had it covered.
To make his run, it's flicked away from him in the end, and Brazil get a free kick. A reminder that should the teams be level at the end of 90 minutes, there will be a penalty shootout to decide the semi-finalists, and 2 of the previous 3 quarter-finals have been decided in that manner. Here's Rivaldo, Amoroso,
without doubt, with the quality on view here, Alan, I can't see that there shouldn't be more goals in normal time. And probably some dismissals as well, the way that it's going.
The latest foul on Emerson.
Gonzalez, I think, is going to get a yellow now. Ronaldo get booked for his challenge, but Gonzalez not for that.
It's a great free kick, and again Burgos rather unorthodox but effective way of clearing the danger. Here's Roberto Carlos, that's a corner of Zanetti. Zanetti's made some great challenges, the ball just crossing the wrong side of the line for a corner, but the throw almost as good, and Antonio Carlos had a chance to flick it on there or even try a header on target. Ortega. Roberto Carlos for Brazil. Rivaldo, scorer of that fantastic goal.
The pace of the game cannot continue like this, Alan. It's just quite frightening at the moment.
Zanetti. Ortega. That was loose. Zé Roberto stepped in to win it back. Amoroso. Brilliant. Couldn't release it, but Ronaldo's almost there anyway. And a difficult one for the goalkeeper to deal with as he came back to him off his own defender, Ayala.
And great touch from the goalkeeper as well, under extreme pressure. Brought it down and played it away, as cool as you like.
Even the goalkeepers have got great technique, it seems. Roberto Carlos, what a run. Amoroso, Ronaldo, brilliant! Well, and he wouldn't have even thought there was a way through there. He bludgeoned his way past 3 defenders, and Rivaldo, with those silky skills of his, tries the opposite tactic. Thought he should have had a free kick, it's not been given, and Ortega counter-attacks. What a great tackle to stop him. Now Roberto Carlos, this is a match and a half already. Zé Roberto's cross, just too close to Burgos. Pause for breath.
Great defensive play from Argentina. Samuel and Ayala stepping up together. I said the intensity and the pace of the game has to drop, but it seems just to be getting faster and faster. Quite unbelievable.
Well, whatever the competition, whatever the name of the trophy, when Argentina meet Brazil, anyone would want to watch, and everyone would enjoy. Ortega brought down there. Riquelme will take the free kick. Right back Pochettino, and Simeone is a very good header of the ball, being closely marked. Whipped into a really dangerous area there by Riquelme. He looks a very, very talented player. Came out of the Argentine side that won the World Youth Championship a couple of years ago, and here he is again. Zanetti. Ortega. game to referee this. 5 minutes of the half remaining. Teams locked level at 1 goal each. What about that touch? Can Rivaldo get there? Good defending by Ayala. Now Ronaldo. But the quality of the little ball there from Amoroso, Clive, staggering.
Well, it came from some 60, 70 yards from Roberto Carlos, drilling it forward. He was probably 2 or 3 feet off the floor, outside of the right foot. Great techniques.
Not sure Dida really wanted that ball played back to him then by João Carlos, who looked very nervous. Ortega, no problem for Dida this time.
I must say Ortega's done a tremendous defensive job on Roberto Carlos so far. I think Luxemburgo, the coach, Brazilian coach, would have been probably surprised in the way that Argentina has started this game.
Rivaldo. Ronaldo plays it on. Roberto Carlos working hard to make up the ground there on Ortega.
He's back there again though, Alan. He's tracked him all the way back. He's got there first. He really has done a very impressive defensive job for his team so far this evening.
It's an object lesson really, this game, isn't it? That fantastic technique is not enough in football. Your stamina, fitness, work rate and all those other qualities, even for players at this dizzy height of the game, they're really displaying.
They possess such silky skills as we've seen. It's been evident tonight, but also good old-fashioned hard work has certainly been something that the Argentinians have possessed in abundance, and that's why they're in this game.
Coach Bielsa on the touchline, barking out a few orders. He's already been dismissed from his seat in an earlier game and served a 1-match ban from that position. Ronaldo goes forward here for Brazil. You back off him at your peril, and almost found a way through there. But Argentina's counter-attacking at the highest order here. And a foul by Emerson has given them another free kick. Gonzalez pleading with the referee.
Well, it was a superb counter-attack and Gonzalez was away. João Carlos trying to make up ground, pulled him back. That's why he's complaining to referee Mendez. He feels that he should have received a yellow card for that.
Gonzalez scored a good goal against Uruguay in the group stages. And he's earned his team a free kick here in the dying moments of the first half. Looks like Ortega possibly this time lining it up. And struck rather too straight really to give Dida a problem.
I tell you, it was a tester for Dida though, because it came through the wall, bounced just in front of him, and again he had to make sure he was right behind it.
Into the final minute of the first half here in Ciudad del Este, 1 goal each. Riquelme doing brilliantly. Conceição stuck at his job. He thinks he should have had a free kick. In the pace or the entertainment. Zanetti for Argentina. Another surging run. He's having a wonderful game down this right-hand side, Zanetti. And that's a great ball back to Palermo. And it comes back to the big number 9, who should really have done better.
Well, what a run from Zanetti, and he eventually gets the ball through to Palermo. It's on his unfavoured right-hand side. He really doesn't strike this particularly cleanly, comes back off the keeper. He has to then try to dig it out with his left foot and toes it into the side netting. In a game game as tight as this, that has to go down as a chance. And I think Palermo will be disappointed he hasn't hit the target.
He's had his critics in these championships, Palermo. Apparently there was a penguin swept up onto the beach in Rio de Janeiro the other day, and the Brazilians immediately christened it Palermo. And if you've ever seen a penguin move, you'll know it wasn't a compliment. But he's a handful. He's very, very difficult to control. Stoppage time being played at the end of the first half. And overall, I think you'd say, Clive, Argentina have been the better team.
Yes, I've been very impressed by Argentina. I think that they came out with their game plan, worked to perfection, and really they've been very, very pleased with their first half performance, and would probably feel that they should be going as leaders.
And this might be their final opportunity to do so. Riquelme will take the free kick. Oh, it's a real difficult one again for the goalkeeper. Well, there are so many options. Samuel and Simeone rising together. I think the centre-back just got the touch there, and the goalkeeper had to be on his toes.
They obviously feel that the aerial threat will cause Brazil problems, and Samuel gets the header in. Dida is pleased to again grasp it as it bounces just in front of his feet.
And we've reached half-time in Ciudad del Este, and what a superb 45 minutes football we've seen here, with Argentina taking the lead. A fabulous goal from them in terms of the build-up, but serene shot deflected beyond goalkeeper Dida, and then a fantastic free kick from that man Rivaldo, bringing Brazil level. We've had 4 yellow cards, some wonderful entertainment, and we can't wait for the second half to get underway here. Argentina 1, Brazil 1.
We can't separate them at half-time. It's all to play for in this, the last quarter-final Copa America. Brazil and Argentina tied at 1 apiece, and penalties will be needed at 90 minutes if it stays like this. So, Chris Waddle, who's shaded it so far?
I think on chances, definitely Argentina. I think they've got a good game plan. They're getting everybody behind the ball and frustrating the Brazilians. Ronaldo's had 3 or 4 interesting runs without getting the other side of the defence. So, and on chances, Argentina definitely up there.
Agree with that, Steve?
Not really. On chances, maybe, but overall, I think Brazil are starting to just take control of the game. Chris said was right about a game plan. That's what they've had to stop Brazil playing. They've gone and they've made sure they've closed them down, stopped the space, and it's worked so far. But can they keep it up? I doubt it very much.
Casting vote for now to Graham Souness on that.
I agree with Steve on it. I think Argentina have had the better chances, but I think it's only a matter of time. I think, you know, they keep knocking on the door. Brazil have got so many good players. Argentina so far have worked their socks off to stop them playing, but they won't be able to do that for 90 minutes. Argentina have got themselves in front with a lucky goal, but I just see it, they've got so much quality, Brazil. They keep knocking on the door, and eventually they're going to get there again.
Own goal, or should you give a credit to the Argentine fullback Sorin?
It's an own goal, but the defender must stick his foot out. It's going past them at pace. It's a natural thing for a defender to do, is stick your foot out to try and stop it.
Any disputers on that one?
No.
We can't have an agreement for the first time tonight,
No.
surely.
I'll give it to the fullback.
Okay, it was a thrilling comeback from Brazil, who took time to settle, but little by little they forced Argentina back, and the chances started to flow. And then Cafu won this free kick on the edge of the box. Steve?
Yes, well, I initially, both me and Chris thought Ronaldo was going to take it, and I think that's why the keeper is rooted. But all of a sudden,
he's not only rooted, he's in the wrong position.
He's in the wrong position.
Well, I think the wall's too big as well. There's too many people in the wall.
But he's standing behind the wall. He should be standing where the ball's going in.
See, he's got the bodies to one side. He should be on another side. He does take a great free kick. You see him do that all the time for Barcelona.
Yes.
But you have to question a goalkeeper in his position, his starting position. I mean, as you said, there's so many bodies in there. He might as well stood in the centre of the goal. He's doing one.
Well, he started doing putting a man on the line, which was surprised with quality like that. On the big danger is the Brazilians would have pushed people in on top of them as well. Yeah, but they're blocking the goal anyway, so I think it's better than doing that.
I think his biggest problem was his starting position. I don't think he gave himself a hope of getting to that ball.
in Chris's favour as to who's shaded this first half. Argentina finished right on half-time with a couple of, well, better than half chances, and maybe could have just sneaked in front again.
That's right, it was a great run by Zanetti. Going past 2 or 3.
And not for the first time, eh?
He's been fantastic all first half. Surging runs, powerful is.
You can't knock him off the
Great
ball.
engine. And there's our mate, Palermo. It's only a half chance, mind you. That is a decent
Samuel
chance.
header. Decent save, wasn't it, by Dida?
There's 3 of them there going in.
He should have scored.
Poor header.
Should have scored.
So, who is happier right now, Steve? Brazil or Argentina?
I think Brazil will be happy. Okay, or Argentina weathered a little bit of a storm, but you could tell the last 15 minutes Brazil was starting to come back into, I mean, possession-wise. You know, they run out of steam, Argentina. They work so hard, and to try and keep that up for 90 minutes, it's almost impossible.
Thank you, gentlemen. Second half to come after this. It'll all come down to the last 45 minutes then, as Brazil and Argentina get ready to go in the second half. One apiece at half-time, Argentina away to a flying start, and the shot by Juan Sorin deflected home of João Carlos to put Argentina in front. Brazil level Rivaldo's trademark free kick. Well, Steve, you thought Brazil had shaded the first half and deserved to be in front. Can Argentina possibly live at the pace they set for themselves in the first 20 minutes? Can they do that for an hour and more in a game like this?
No, I don't think so. The longer the game goes on, then the more space Brazil are going to have. It's inevitable. They can't keep that pressurising game up for that amount of time.
Graham?
I agree, it's asking a lot, and there's so much quality in the Brazilian team that if one doesn't get you, the other one will. Rivaldo, Ronaldo, and a few others are all capable of hurting you.
Chris, you thought that Argentina maybe shaded the first half. How do they keep their noses in front and get a second goal?
They keep getting behind the ball. They've got another 3 subs to come on. Probably take Ortega off and bring Scalotto on. But after that, they'll just try and catch them on the counter-attack. The worst thing with Argentina is if Brazil score early on, because they've got to come out there, and I think that will be it.
That's the biggest problem. If Brazil score, their heads will blow off, and you'll get the old Argentinian frailty.
It's easy for you
Argentina as well. Argentinian frailty coming through. Their heads will blow off. They'll get a couple of yellow cards, maybe, and maybe even a red card.
You have 1 or 2 interesting thoughts, Graham, on why maybe the defending, something we talked about earlier on the show tonight, maybe why the defending hasn't been quite as clinical, quite as rigid as in previous competitions, and even in Argentina's case. And do you feel that the way the cards are now meted out?
I do believe that. I think the way referees now clamp down on certain things, and they don't always get it right. But I think in this championship alone, you've seen referees make howlers. But I do believe it's taken a lot away from the more cynical type of player, and Argentina were guilty of that in the past. And I just feel that that's maybe some of the daft goals they concede, and some of the things that lead to goals are because they're no longer doing the things that were regarded as cynical in the past.
Far be it from me to sound cynical, but are Argentina making Brazil wait a little while here?
100% correct. We had it before, didn't we? Was it 19 minutes the other night?
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's any benefit
All
in
been on the
that.
oxygen mask, haven't they?
I don't know if there's any benefit in that, is there? It's gamesmanship, but I don't know if it helps anybody.
Sit back and enjoy the second half then, as we rejoin our commentary team, Clive Allen and Alan Parry.
All ready to go then here in Ciudad del Este. Sorin's deflected shot giving Argentina that early lead in the first half. That brilliant Rivaldo free kick bringing Brazil level. Two nations who have lived up to expectations, and how in this match. Two of the great footballing countries of the world, of course. They've won the World Cup 6 times between them. 4 of those to Brazil. The 28th time they've met, incidentally, in this competition. Argentina have 13 wins, Brazil 7 matches drawn. And if it is a draw at the end of 90 minutes, then we'll have a penalty shootout to decide who goes through to meet Mexico in the semi-final in this stadium on Wednesday night. Well, the bookmakers figures could hardly separate these two before the tournament got underway. And as usual, it seems they were right. They were expected to meet in the final if the seeding had worked out. And you can only say it's a pity it didn't, really, from what we've seen already in this game. It would have made a fabulous finale to the competition. Now let's enjoy this quarter-final. Emerson for Brazil. Argentina's throw. And the feeling, Clive Allen, that Argentina are going to find it difficult to maintain the fantastic momentum that they produced in that first half.
Well, yes, the work rate, the pressure that they put Brazil under, collectively they were very, very organised. But you just know that Brazil, given half an inch, and with the quality they possess on an attacking front, that they will create chances in this second half. Whether Argentina can hold them at bay remains to be seen.
Brazil, the holders of the Copa America, and bidding to reach the final for the third successive tournament. Riquelme, what a good game he's had, and that was rather a rash challenge by Conceição.
He has been very impressive, very confident on the ball, shown great strength. Certainly had an outstanding first half for Argentina.
Surprisingly not picked for their World Cup squad last year when he was only 20. He'll take the free kick. Ortega, a possible target for him here, and the flick on could have produced a problem. Guida seemed to have things covered as Samuel, for the second time either side of the interval, got himself into a good position.
But he actually got too good a contact on it, too much on it. He really just wanted to slightly deflect that, and that would have been very, very difficult for Guida to cope with.
And if Riquelme is the new Argentine star in midfield, Samuel fills the same role in defence. Both of them are only 21. Here's Zé Roberto for Brazil. Rivaldo. I'm sure there's a piece of elastic between him and the football. When it's on his left foot, it just doesn't seem to move away from it. Zé Roberto. Emerson. Lovely pace and power, and a great goal! Ronaldo gives Brazil the lead! What a wonderful goal! 4 minutes into the second half, the champions are in front, and Ronaldo becomes top scorer in the Copa America, his 4th of the tournament.
Well, Brazil starting this second half with controlled possession. They build it up through midfield. Got to say it was a fine strike from Ronaldo, but Burgos has to be questioned. It pops out to him here, 22 yards out. It's a fair strike, but really it's gone under the goalkeeper. Perfect start to the second half for Brazil. I would now expect them to go on and win this comfortably.
Well, Ronaldo scored 5 goals at the Copa America 2 years ago. He wasn't actually top scorer in that tournament. Mendez of Mexico got 6. And Ronaldo's strike here has given Brazil the perfect start to the second half. What kind of reply do Argentina have now?
And it was the first time really in the game that Argentina hadn't pressed the ball. They'd given the Brazilians just that extra half a yard. They made it count, worked it into a shooting position for Ronaldo. Brazil in front. It's going to be very, very difficult for Argentina now.
And the fireworks literally exploding now in Ciudad del Este, on and off the pitch. It could get a bit interesting for the referee now. Amoroso. Oh, I thought that was a free kick. The referee didn't. And here goes Ronaldo again. I don't know about fireworks. Ronaldo really is on fire here, and Rivaldo's got himself hurt in that earlier challenge. He's going to complain furiously to the referee that he didn't get a free kick.
Well, the chance for Ronaldo was a result of really intense pressure from Brazil. They expected the free kick. Argentina almost went to sleep. They intercepted, worked the ball to Ronaldo on his left foot. Again, another shooting opportunity for him. But definitely Brazil have changed up a gear at half-time.
And he's still complaining even as he stretched it off, Rivaldo. I think with some justification. It's the samba beat on the terraces in Ciudad del Este now. And in the previous 3 quarter-finals, the team that has taken the lead has actually gone on to be beaten. Is that about to happen for a 4th time here tonight? Argentina have got to keep their composure now and keep their game plan, but it's going to be very difficult against a rampant Brazil. And if Argentina resort to the brutal side of their game, then that can only be in Brazil's favour. Rivaldo, I have to say, made a miraculous recovery there.
I think this is why Brazil are so special and people love to watch them play, Alan, because they can just change up a gear. They were really under pressure in the first half and went behind. But what great character and belief in their ability, the way that they've come back into this game.
Oh, lovely little back header there to give serene possession down the left. Emerson blocking the cross. Well, Argentina proved in the first half that they could create chances for sure. So this game is still very much in the balance. Riquelme kicks a few photographers' cases out of the way before stepping up to take the corner. Foul on Gonzalez. Wonderful atmosphere in the stadium now. There was quite a bit of trouble in the town prior to this game. Quite a few arrests, I gather.
I do hope that the game's not going to be spoiled by a silly dismissal for somebody, because it has been a spectacle so far, and that really would be disappointing.
Now it's Brazil's turn to face a free kick in a dangerous position. Riquelme hit it straight into the wall. Samuel for Argentina. Pumped back in towards Palermo, who inevitably wins the header, but harmlessly through to goalkeeper Dida. He was reserved to Tafarel in the World Cup last summer. Tafarel not here though, he pulled out of the squad before the Copa America, and Dida has looked a solid and reliable keeper. And he might be under pressure again here. Challenged by Antonio Carlos. Brazil have conceded another free kick, this one even nearer the penalty area.
Well, surprisingly, Argentina have picked it back up again after that goal. I thought that Brazil would control the game, but really it's Argentina who have lifted the tempo, taken the game back to Brazil, putting them under a lot of pressure and a great opportunity here.
Dida anxiously lining up the wall. He hopes he's got it right here. He can't have much of a view of this, the Brazilian goalkeeper. Riquelme takes it again, and certainly the goalkeeper's positioning was absolutely spot on.
Well, Riquelme with the right foot, he actually goes over the defender who ducks. Dida's watched it all the way, and it's a good stop at full stretch.
Well, this has been one hell of a game of football, this. Terrific ball, Gonzalez. Argentina's throw, challenged by Capu, the Brazilian captain. And back again for Gonzalez. Cross headed away by Antonio Carlos. Zanetti. Had a terrific game, Zanetti. Pochettino with the cross. did well to win it back. Gonzalez is there again. Could have been a dangerous ball in with Palermo arriving late.
Full credit to Argentina, they really have responded in the best possible way. They're taking the game back at Brazil, putting them under pressure. Defensively, Brazil are finding it very, very difficult to get out of their final third at the moment.
But they have done so here, and they are unable to keep the ball in play. Luxemburgo anxious that his team do what they do best, and that's attack. And Ronaldo, who of course ultimately disappointed in the World Cup last summer, looks to be nearly back to his best in this tournament, Clive.
Well, I was just about to say he's maybe not at his best, not 100%, but 4 goals in this competition. I think he's must send out the warning signals to everybody that Ronaldo is recapturing some of his old form.
And I think we do all forget sometimes that he's still only 22. Brazil lead 2-1. It was Ronaldo's goal that gave them that lead 4 minutes into the second half. Sweeps it back into his own half. That was a free kick halfway inside Argentina's territory that's ended up with the Brazilian goalkeeper.
And as you can hear from the crowd, the wolf whistles, they don't appreciate that sort of play from Brazil. Certainly not what you expect from them.
And they've now conceded a free kick. Foul on Simeone. One of 4 players sitting on a yellow card in this game. Antonio Carlos for Brazil. Well, it looked an unhurried clearance, but he still got it wrong. Did rather better with the second one. And another free kick. Pochettino committing the offence on Ronaldo. He's been a bit inconsistent, hasn't he, with the caution?
Yeah, that's a tackle from behind. I think that Ronaldo obviously was first to the ball.
Antonio Carlos with the free kick. Cafu. Rivaldo. Well, when you've got that much confidence in your ability, it's not as outrageous as it might seem to shoot from that distance.
He does possess a wonderful left foot, but that is all of 45 yards out.
Just on the League Cup double in Spain, of course, with Barcelona, and scored 24 goals for them to finish top scorer. Emerson. Well, that's a clumsy ball, straight to Ortega.
I think the surprising thing for me, Alan, is since Brazil went in front, they've actually retreated, and defensively they're very, very deep and inviting the pressure to come on from Argentina.
Poor cross though by Serene. Rivaldo picks it up, feeds it instantly to Ronaldo. Pochettino wins it back. Ayala. Ortega. Good defending by Roberto Carlos. Crowd enjoyed that.
That's a great confrontation down that left-hand side for Brazil, right-hand side for Argentina. Roberto Carlos against Ortega.
Well, it has been a match so far that has certainly graced the occasion. Not yet an hour gone. Argentina took the lead, but Brazil now in front by 2-1. To Palermo.
What recovery though from Roberto Carlos. It was a sloppy pass from him. Gave it to Palermo, he set off. Carlos made up the 5 yards, took it away from him.
Well, since conceding that early goal in this half, Argentina have recovered remarkably well. still behind. Pochettino in possession. Gets it back from Ortega. That's another free kick. Foul on Ortega after Palermo played it to him. And I think the linesman has signalled a handball, possibly by Zanetti. Fullback.
Brazil have definitely taken their foot off the gas. They're trying to control the pace of the game.
Since the World Cup last summer, several of their players like Dunga, Bebeto, Edmundo, Junior, Fano have departed from Brazil's squad. But they've been replaced by some new names and some new stars, and the assembly line just seems to roll on. Zanetti, Ortega. Argentina still have it in them to get back here, and that was a clumsy challenge by Emerson right in the D, which has given Argentina a great chance here. So far, Riquelme hasn't quite found his mark from free kicks, but he'll fancy this one, I think.
Well, I think he was a bit unfortunate because he actually played the ball. It's almost a block tackle with Ortega. He can't quite believe the referee Mendez has given the free kick, and this is in what could be a vital position.
Very difficult for goalkeeper Guida here. There's going to be so many bodies in his way. Here. Riquelme, one of those over the ball, certainly. And he takes it and didn't get it quite right again.
Glorious chance from that range. He must hit the target. I think that will disappoint him more than anything.
Usually more inventive and more dangerous from free kicks, Argentina. It's one of the great qualities of their game, but they've been a bit disappointing in that aspect tonight. You can probably hear that racket going on in the background from the Brazilian supporters who are reacting to the sight of all of the Brazilian players on the substitutes bench out together, warming up en masse now, and it looks like they particularly would like to see Ronaldinho introduced to the game, but I can't see Luxembourg wanting to make any changes at the moment.
I think that might be a psychological tactic just to get the players on the field, just to lift this tempo a little bit, try to regain the control of the game, take the initiative away from Argentina.
They certainly seem to have dropped down a gear, Brazil, since taking the lead. Palermo for Argentina. Now Ortega. Low centre of gravity, skillful little player, but ran into trouble in the end. Feels he should have had a free kick, actually.
Ran into a brick wall, I think. Very unfortunate that time. I felt it was a free kick. Blatant obstruction. Really has got quick feet, Ortega.
Burgos delivers it long, looking for Palermo. Good header away by Antonio Carlos. Now Zé Roberto for Brazil. Rivaldo, and ahead of him is Ronaldo, but the offside flag stops him in his tracks.
Lovely the way Rivaldo let the ball run across him. Didn't even have to touch the ball. Knew exactly where Ronaldo was. Just creates that little bit of space for himself. Unfortunately, Ronaldo had just taken off a fraction too early. 25
minutes to go in Ciudad del Este in the fourth quarter-final. Mexico, Uruguay and Chile already through to the semi-finals. Will it be Brazil or Argentina who join them? We must have a winner tonight. If they're level after 90 minutes, it'll go to penalties. Sarubbi, who gave Argentina the lead, although it was probably an own goal off João Carlos that will go into the records. Luxembourg are looking a little bit anxious at the moment, I think.
I think he'll be delighted that his team's in front, but I think disappointed with the way that they certainly have sat back, and as we said, just the tempo of the game's dropped from Brazil's point of view, and Argentina just seem to be gradually working their way back into this game.
Argentina too good a side to hand the initiative back to. Gonzalez. It's a lovely little ball. Serene couldn't find a way through. Riquelme's shot was well blocked. Look at the ground Roberto Carlos made up there, but what a good tackle. Argentina still keeping up that fantastic momentum and work rate. But Brazil always a threat, particularly when the ball's at this man's feet. Ronaldo goes down, he was certainly blocked. And the referee has said play on. And here's another back challenge.
I think that was a good call from referee Mendez, because Ronaldo was in full flight, but he just overrun it as he broke into the penalty area here. I don't think he would have got onto that, although Ayala certainly stepped across his path. I don't think you saw too much of a protest from Ronaldo. That's normally a good indication as to whether the player feels it was a penalty or not.
Looks as though Burgos has been yellow carded there, the Argentine goalkeeper. That was the challenge by Zé Roberto.
That was pretty clear cut, wasn't it?
Now the referee needs eyes in the back of his head at the moment. In a bit of trouble. Second injury he's collected in the match. He made a quick recovery from the first. Roberto Ayala, who played all 5 matches in the World Cup finals for Argentina last year, and is with the Italian champions Milan, although he didn't play too often for them last year. He's off for the moment anyway, and Argentina have a free kick, and they're 2-1 down. Trying to keep possession here, I think, until Ayala's ready to come back. Ortega. Simeone in midfield. Rivaldo. Now Antonio Carlos. Ronaldo slowing it down to walking pace. Well, it wasn't bad. Burgos, I think, had it covered as Emerson tested him from long distance.
Again, Brazil at their most dangerous when they had controlled possession. Not quite the pressure being put on the ball as there was in the first half.
Well, Serene, who helped to give Argentina the lead, has been replaced here by Lopez, Gustavo Lopez, who's a striker, and Simeone is also coming off, so it looks now as though Coach Bielsa has taken the gamble that he's had to take. Diego Caña, a midfield player, coming on in place of Simeone, but Gustavo Lopez, the number 11, is a striker, replacing the left back. Striker who plays for Real Zaragoza in Spain. So an extra forward used now by Argentina to try and rescue this game. Ronaldo again. Rivaldo.
Certainly Ronaldo Ronaldo leading by example, as we've seen in the last 5 minutes or so, coming much deeper, trying to start things, making himself available, prepared to run at people and commit defenders. Ronaldo, as we said, questions were asked as to how he would come in what frame of mind he would come into this tournament. I think we've seen emphatically exactly how Ronaldo feels in the way he's performing.
And the challenge there on the substitute has earned Argentina yet another free kick. Well, you get the feeling that if they keep conceding them in this dangerous position, Brazil, sooner or later they're going to be punished there. Clearly sandwiched Lopez, and I wonder if it's going to be Riquelme again, or are they going to try and vary it this time, Argentina? It's Ortega this time, and it's no better.
Well, for players of this quality and from the positions that they've had these free kicks, it's very, very disappointing from Argentina's point of view. Chances are few and far between. Really, they have to make one of these count if they're going to get back into this tie.
Less than 20 minutes to do so. Brazil leading 2-1. Mexico lie in wait in the semi-finals. Mexico will be strengthened by the return of Blanco after suspension. Cafu seems to spend so much time in the opposition now, I don't think he knows what his own goalkeeper looks like. And here he is again. Taking over the captaincy now from Dunga, who's retired from international football, and himself a hugely experienced player, Cafu, over 17 caps. Ronaldo. Argentina under a bit of pressure there, and it looks now like there's going to be a change for Brazil. Zé Roberto, the player who will be replaced, and taking his place is Beto, who got a late call-up into the squad when Leonardo withdrew in a fit of pique when he wasn't offered the captaincy. Beto, who used to be a teammate of Ronaldo at Flamengo. Cafu again, nearer the opposition goal than his own.
The captain and right back, and he's the furthest forward player from Brazil.
Argentina press forward, looking for the goal that will keep them in this Copa America. 17 minutes to go, they're 2-1 behind. And the reigning champions, Brazil, in possession, bidding, remember, to reach the final for a third successive tournament. First touch there for the new player, Beto. Well, we've seen some dramatic late goals in these quarterfinals already. Will we see another here from Argentina? Gonzalez for them. Beto just doing enough there to force the error. And back in possession himself. That's a lovely ball as well for Ronaldo. Offside, the inevitable conclusion there. And a weary looking Amoroso.
He's not had the best of games tonight, and he's been very, very impressive in the tournament so far. He's been very quiet.
Ayala, Pochettino. Perhaps the tremendous effort that Argentina put in the early stages of this game is beginning to have an effect now. Several of them looking weary. 15 minutes to go. Can they summon up one last burst of energy and effort to get back into this game? Mistake by Antonio Carlos gives Argentina a throw. And that'll be another free kick. Foul by Cafu on Ortega.
Clear evidence that both sets of players are tired, some sloppy passes, probably nothing more than you should expect after the intensity of that first half performance from both of them. Probably suits Brazil a little bit better that the tempo's dropped.
Well, Peter's positioning good again as Riquelme has disappointed again from a free kick. Also winning a free kick for Brazil this time. Brazilians taking every opportunity just to waste a bit of time now. Can't blame them for that. You've got to pace yourself in a tournament as long as this. You've already had 3 games, remember, to this stage, in a short space of time. What a layoff there. Beautiful ball from Ronaldo. And they've got, have they, a corner out of it? No, miraculously it was prevented from crossing the line. And Argentina turned deep defence into attack. Riquelme for that. Very composed looking player, Riquelme. Ortega lost his man brilliantly there. Ronaldo chasing back over the head of Palermo. The first touch from Lopez. Now that was a clumsy challenge, and the referee has pointed to the spot, and it's the substitute Beto who has made the tackle, and suddenly Brazil's lead is looking in danger here. He didn't need to make that challenge. The Argentine players, Lopez was heading away from goal. There was no immediate threat, and the youngster made a tackle that he didn't need to make, and Argentina have got a lifeline.
Well, it was just clumsy. There was absolutely no need, as you say, to make the challenge. He just needed to stay on his feet. 2 substitutes involved. Lopez just steps across. Beto really just charges into him. Totally unnecessary, and has given Argentina the chance to go at draw level.
Well, Palermo said he would take a penalty if necessary despite his 3 misses. Not surprisingly, he's not taking it. It's the captain, Ayala, who steps up, and the goalkeeper has made a fine save. Dida dived to his right to keep out Ayala's penalty, and that might be the save that puts Brazil into the semi-finals.
And it was far from a well-struck penalty. Dida gets right at full stretch, gets his long right arm to the penalty. Penalties look to have cost Argentina in this competition.
Well, Argentina are not going to get a better chance than that. They've had a number of free kicks in around the penalty area, but from 12 yards, a player with the experience of Ayala would have expected to accept the gift. Brazil off the hook, and in particular their young substitute Beto Clive.
Quite remarkable, really. It was totally an unnecessary challenge, and really for Argentina, misery from 12 yards. I wonder if they will now. They certainly won't get another better chance.
And Dida has made his 2nd penalty save of the Copa America. It's fair to say Argentina need to take a very close look at their penalty taking technique. That's 4 now they've missed in the competition. But they're not out of it yet. Good challenge, however, by Emerson. Beto with a chance to make amends for his error. You can only imagine the thoughts going through the young substitute's head when he must have been believing he'd given it all away there. Now Ortega goes down, but he won't get a free kick this time. And Antonio Carlos not too happy. Roberto Carlos in trying to split them up. Caught Ortega in the face then, and the referee's going to have to intervene.
That's really been a battle all night long. They've gone head to head, and it really is flaring up now. I thought Roberto Carlos, he did step in to try and split them up, but referee Mendez has now booked Ortega. I think he's unfortunate for that.
Well, there was a real confrontation, and in trying to pretend to be the peacemaker there, Roberto Carlos just delivered a nice little cuff with the left fist on Ortega. Very clever. He got away with it, and Ortega is cautioned.
You can see clearly from that Roberto Carlos is very, very fortunate not to have picked up a yellow.
Amoroso going off now. I said before he looked weary, and he certainly has done, and he'll be replaced by Cristian, a striker, and the only home-based forward in Brazil's squad, strangely enough, although he too has played in Europe. He had a spell in Portugal at one stage. Under 10 minutes to go here. We've seen the silky skills from South American football. I just wonder if we're going to see the ugly side of their game now in the last few minutes here. Here's Zanetti. I make it 6 cautions now. Lopez for Argentina goes down and gets a free kick. Look who it was back making the challenge, Ronaldo. Brazil having to work hard to retain their lead now. Pochettino for Argentina. Looking again for Palermo in the box. It comes to Lopez. Given away to Beto, who has not had the best of introductions to this game. He's given it away. Lopez playing it forward. Gonzalez can't find a way past Cafu. That challenge was a meaty one. And the ball thrown at the Brazilian captain, and things are getting a little bit out of hand.
Unfortunately, they're boiling up in the wrong sort of way now.
Given away to Lopez again, who's got into the box menacingly once more. Palermo's cross. A lot of pressure on Brazil now, but they still lead 2-1. Cafu with the acrobatic clearance. Samuel comes to win it back.
But sinking deeper and deeper, Brazil, inviting the pressure to come on from Argentina.
And they're not letting them down. But a real chase there for Kanya just to keep it in play. And Argentina keep the pressure on. Is there a twist in the tail yet here in Ciudad del Este? And what's been a tremendous match. Argentina started the stronger of the two and are finishing that way. But they're a goal behind. Samuel. Lopez. Samuel's given it away and then committed the foul. Well, the Brazilian defender put his hand on the ball then before the referee had actually whistled for a free kick and was in danger of conceding one himself. The clock ticks on. Just a shade over 5 minutes remaining. We have to have a winner tonight. At the moment, it's Brazil on their way to meet Mexico in this same stadium Wednesday night, early hours of Thursday morning UK time. Kanya for Argentina. And they keep winning those vital tackles. Lopez, the substitute, lines up another shot, but well off target this time.
Uncharacteristically for Brazil, they keep giving the ball away too cheaply. They'll be pleased that Lopez has tried an effort from that sort of range. That just relieves that pressure for just a fraction of a second.
5 minutes to go now. The last quarter-final place seems to be headed the way of the holders and 5 times Copa America champions Brazil. But Argentina have displayed a tremendous attitude right from the start in this game, and they're not dead yet. Canya's little ball into the box keeps the pressure on. Riquelme's cross. Lopez. Good little 1-2. Ortega there, shaping up to get the shot in. Look how many Brazilian defenders are in the way, and in the end Argentina concede the free kick.
But they're far too deep, the ball, Ortega ends up with a ball at his feet, well into the Brazilian penalty box. Just a fraction of a mistimed tackle would result again in possibly another penalty. That one actually hit Beto on the arm as it was cleared.
Well, we always thought that Argentina were the team most capable of giving the champions a difficult game, and that they have done here tonight. But Brazil, last year's beaten World Cup finalists and 4 times world champions, still have that vital lead given to them early in the second half by Ronaldo.
Stopping his watch, I think. Carlos just sauntering across before taking the throw-in.
We know that Uruguay will be playing Chile in one of the semi-finals. We know that Mexico have got the other berth. Is it to be Brazil they meet in this stadium? Lopez, loads of room to turn and take on the defence. Riquelme, Ortega's shot, blocked. Kanya, Palermo. Well, Brazil are taking risks here.
Again, as we said, far too deep. The ball was played forward and Lopez turned and had probably 10 yards to run into before being pressurised. Brazil are living dangerously if they keep defending in that way.
Well, if Brazil come through this test, it is difficult to see any team depriving them of the crown at the end of this tournament. Well, what a tragic night so far for Ayala. He, more than any player on the field, had the chance to push the game into a penalty shootout. A Pida save from his penalty has maintained Brazil's lead. Zanetti for Argentina, what a fine game he's had. And still they come forward, the blue and white stripes. Lopez, over the head of Ortega. And Brazil break themselves with Rivaldo, that familiar change of pace. Great tackle to deny him though. He's there again. That's most unlike him. Riquelme finds Ortega. Palermo looking weary as he tried to get onto that through ball. And we're into the final minute here as Roberto Carlos takes Brazil forward. No thoughts of going into the corner and wasting time. It's a tremendous run, and he was blocked right on the edge of the box.
It was an absolutely wonderful run, it really was, and he ends up, I think he took a straight arm or an elbow in his face just as he was breaking into the penalty box.
Yes, it was the defender, Pochettino. Well, I think in rugby league he would have been in trouble for that, never mind in a football match. Straight arm tackle or whatever they call it. And Roberto Carlos won't particularly want to go off, I would think, because he might fancy taking the free kick. He's delegated responsibility on his way off.
Australia has just pointed someone out as if to say, I'll be back.
Yeah, maybe
I'll march your cart.
We won't have much time to do it. We're into stoppage time now. His team lead by 2 goals to 1. He is straight back on. Whether it's to take the free kick or take revenge, we shall see. 2 minutes of stoppage time will be added. Well, before Roberto Carlos could line it up, the free kick was taken anyway. Not particularly well, and Argentina have a goal kick and have the chance to get the ball in the opposition half. Ronaldo comfortably over the crossbar with that effort.
I'm a little surprised Brazil didn't try and keep possession of the ball there.
Ayala. Zanetti. Just a shade over 60 seconds remaining for Argentina to cling on to their place in the Copa America. They've got to get the ball in the box now. Kanya, not the best cross, but they've retained possession. Not now, they haven't. Beto's clearance. And Burgos decides he's going to run the ball upfield himself. Not now, he doesn't. Saw Rivaldo coming at him. Tired ball that was. And there can be only, I would say, 30 seconds or so remaining now. And it looks like the champions, Brazil, are on their way to the semi-finals. It's been a terrific effort by Argentina, but not quite enough. The ball goes forward one more time. Still defending deep here. As it swung in towards Palermo, who clearly fouls the goalkeeper, and a little flux point right at the end here, and a yellow card for the striker.
Well, there's no doubt he's going to go for it. Dying seconds of the game. I think the goalkeeper's making quite a meal of it. No intention of heading the ball.
The resulting free kick might well be just about the final kick of the game, I should think. Once Dida is recovered, there can be only seconds for the referee to act. So Brazil look as though they've clinched their place in the semi-finals. Painful blow in the ribs for their goalkeeper, but he'll recover tomorrow morning when he realises he's helped and played a significant part indeed with his penalty save in getting his team through to the last 4 of South America's version of the European Championships. The substitutes are ready to celebrate. It's all over! Brazil have beaten Argentina, and the semi-final lineup in the Copa America is now complete, and Brazil will play Mexico in this stadium on Wednesday night. And the champions are going to take some beating. They recovered from going a goal behind early on, came back to equalise through Rivaldo and win it through Ronaldo with a strike early in the second half. Brazil 2, Argentina 1.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Clive. So we'll confirm the semi-final draw for you. The late part of Tuesday into Wednesday, it's Uruguay against Chile. 24 hours later, Mexico against Brazil now. Sky Sports, the only place you can see these games is with us live. Well, Graham Souness, your thoughts on Brazil's performance tonight?
They did enough to win. I thought the first half they were excellent. I thought both teams in the first half were excellent. When they got their second goal, Brazil, they played a different game completely. Give credit to Argentina because they kept going. Tried to get back into the game. Got the penalty, missed the penalty, but really the best team won. The best team's won through.
Chris Waddle, did it live up to expectations for you?
It was very competitive. I enjoyed it, but I would have said I thought Argentina deserved the draw, and but the way they took penalties, I don't think they would have went through.
That's incredible, Steve, at this level. Now, they've missed 4 times from the spot, Argentina, in the championships, and it's become a critical difference, even without resort to a penalty shootout.
Well, that's subconsciously, I think the players are thinking about it, and maybe that's put a lot of pressure on Ayala when he's stepped up to take it, because he knew that was the last chance they were going to have to get back into the game.
Well, sadly, Ayala and co are going home to Argentina, and having missed 4 times from the spot during the course of this Copa America, it's not going to be a very happy homecoming, is it? When we come back, the boys will review the best of the action and we'll look ahead to the semi-finals.